does happen.
Well, we're not going to see what most people are expecting. That's for sure. I can guarantee you that, because most people looking at the weights and saying, oh, they're too far apart, Canelo is too big. No, we're not going to see what y'all think we're going to see. We're going to see a...
Canelo, what did you think about the shove and that moment that happened on stage?
Wow. I'm turning it on right now.
Right? Yeah. Did it make you want to go harder for the 13?
I don't know, but made me feel more excited.
Love it.
I'm gonna train so far.
After working closely with Crawford in training, didn't Canelo's going to sleep? That wasn't just a bold claim, it was the verdict of one of boxing's sharpest minds. After witnessing Crawford up close, from sparring and movement to punching, and adapting firsthand how much weight Crawford has added and how well he's carrying it. And despite the size jump, ones came away convinced Crawford's speed and power are not only intact, they're more dangerous than ever, everything boxing has to offer. But what he witnessed in Crawford was different. This isn't just an elite fighter staying sharp, it's an elite fighter leveling up, refining his arsenal for a showdown against one of the best in the game. That kind of focused evolution is dangerous.
You and Canelo, what would it look like?
Oh man, y'all know what I do. I ain't got to talk about it on the streets. I'm me against anybody. I ain't never gonna say another man will move. So that's your answer right there.
I guess in Guadalajara, you think it'd be a little different on the streets if Terence came to town?
I think every city, every place is different, It's different. But we're not talking about the streets. We're talking about boxing.
And when it carries weight, he's not handing out compliments, he's speaking from experience. If anyone understands what it takes to move through weight classes and make history, it's... And in his eyes, Crawford has everything it takes to leave Canelo unable to answer the bell. Crawford's bold prediction only adds more heat to a fight already being billed as one of the defining moments of the decade. Crawford isn't easing into the spotlight, he's charging straight into it, bringing intensity and confidence every step of the way. That fire was on full display when Canelo Alvarez recently requested a smaller ring for their...
When I talk to Bud, kind of like, he convinces me that he's going to win the fight because he's such a believer in his own ability and he's very convincing. And then you see the presser yesterday, and I thought Canelo looked really well. Do you know what I mean? Obviously he's a big lump, so I was always Canelo, then I sort of leant towards Bud, but now I'm back with Canelo. So we'll see.
Bout to clear. Move to restrict Crawford movement, knowing Bud would likely rely on footwork, angles, and finesse rather than stand toe-to-toe with a naturally bigger man. Crawford didn't deflect or ignore the request instead. He lit the fuse and fired right go back. His response wasn't just about ring size, it was a statement. He's not intimidated, and he's not adjusting for anyone. If Canelo wants to make it a war,
That's the reason why I want the fight all time.
Crawford's more than ready to meet him in the fire. Crawford said with a smirk at a recent press conference, is running upside his head and he's got a big head to Crawford, more playful than hostile. But it carried weight. Crawford wasn't dodging the talk of aggression. He owned it, flipped it, and turned it into a Crawford dismissed the idea of a smaller ring. He welcomed it. He didn't back down, he doubled down. I'm hunting him, Crawford declared. I'm hunting everything he's got.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. Big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. It ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to.
And I'm going to take it come September. These aren't just bold words, they're calculated statements. From a fighter who's never tasted defeat, Terence Crawford's record speaks for itself. 41 wins, 31 by knockout, and world titles in 4 different weight classes. His most recent accomplishment, a dominant unanimous decision victory over Israel Madrimov to claim a super welterweight belt another notch in an already legendary career. Now, Crawford is making an audacious leap to full weight classes up to challenge the undisputed champion in a 5th division. It's a move few dare to make, But Crawford isn't just chasing belts.
Terence Crawford, does he have an opportunity to beat Canelo?
I think if anybody has a chance to beat Canelo, I think it's Terence Crawford. His IQ is on another level. He's a great fighter and he's strong. It's just that it's a lot of weight. I wouldn't be surprised if Terence Crawford wins. Wouldn't be surprised. Terence Crawford, when he went up against the best opposition, like Earl Spence, he showed what level he was on, what type of dog he is. I don't know. You really have to let these fights play out to see what happens. He might get hurt. That might activate him to come back strong.
Could you still make 68?
I don't want to make 68.
No, I think don't Terence win 68.
Yeah, well, if that's, yeah.
He's chasing greatness. Meanwhile, Canelo Alvarez is coming off what many consider one of the least impressive performances of his career. His unanimous decision win over William Skull lacked the fire fans have come to expect. It was a win on paper, but the performance left questions Crawford seems more than ready to answer. Over 12 rounds, Canelo and Skull combined for just 445 punches thrown, a record low for a major title fight. It wasn't just uneventful. It was the kind of performance that sparks concern.
There is a champions, good fighters, but elite fighters is different. Wait.
So I'm gonna fight an elite fighter in September.
Yeah, okay.
Then we're
gonna find out.
Then we're gonna find out.
And don't get me wrong, you're a great fighter.
I know I'm great.
You're a great fighter, but you're gonna find out. I hope your uncle Turki Alashi pay you enough money because it's gonna be the last. That's for sure.
It may be. Maybe.
I hope he pay you enough.
But you know, after fighters fight me, they never the same. So I just hope your career continue.
If you look my career.
Not about Canelo's storied past. His legacy is packed with brilliant victories, but about where he stands now. He didn't look like the aggressive counterpuncher who once walked down opponents with relentless, calculated pressure. Against Skull, Canelo appeared flat and cautious, more concerned with maintaining.
And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that is his weight. Yeah. And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody. Probably do way better. You know what I'm saying? But Crawford is a legend, bro. Yeah. And like I said, you can't.
Maintaining form than inflicting damage. It felt less like a champion making a statement and more like a veteran trying to stay in rhythm. That's a dangerous version of Canelo. To bring into the ring with Crawford, a fighter who thrives on opponents that stay still or fade late. Crawford's style is reactive, precise, and ruthless when provoked. If Canelo is even a half step slower or hesitant to throw with volume, Crawford won't just capitalize, he'll take over. But at this...
Say like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before it gets later, and he's still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a legend.
At this point, it's not just about styles and strategy. The build-up has been escalating with each press conference, especially in New York, where tensions boiled over. When Crawford stepped up to Canelo on stage, the undisputed champ responded with a shove, triggering chaos. Both entourages jumped in, and security had to separate the fight.
He hopes you don't run. And Turki has a knockout bonus in this fight. And there seems to be something out there like the way for you to win this fight is to move. Is that true?
Listen.
Turki, you need to put a small ring. The smaller ring in the
only
fighters. This wasn't some scripted promo, it was raw, emotional, and real. The tension isn't manufactured, it's fueled by pride, clashing personalities, and the weight of 2 legendary legacies colliding.
You need to put a small ring. The smaller ring in the
The only, hey Matt. Yeah. The only running that I'm gonna be doing is running upside his head, and I can assure you that. Facts. And he got a big head too.
Firsthand how much weight Crawford has added and how well he's carrying it. And despite the size jump, ones came away convinced Crawford's speed and power are not only intact, they're more dangerous than ever, everything boxing has to offer. But what he witnessed in Crawford was different. This isn't just an elite fighter staying sharp, it's an elite fighter leveling up, refining his arsenal for a showdown against one of the best in the game.
Canelo couldn't knock out Charlo, do you really think that he's gonna knock out Crawford? I would pick Terence Crawford to beat a Canelo Alvarez, even at 168. Everybody can call me crazy and whatever you want to say. I get it. Y'all didn't believe me when I told you about Spence. But trust me, Crawford will figure out a way. I know a secret y'all don't know, and I ain't gonna tell you. Why?
That kind of focused evolution is Angerous. And when it carries weight, he's not handing out compliments, he's speaking from experience. If anyone understands what it takes